Good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully you can all see and hear us. We will kick off momentarily. We'll just give a second for people to join. We'll be exploring today how esports can be so much more than just gaming, and how it can be a really powerful way to help young people build leadership, teamwork, and those really essential life skills that set them up for what comes next. We're going to try and keep this really interactive as we go, so do feel free to use the chat, join the polls, and keep your questions coming. We'll have a dedicated Q&A kind of section later on, but there is a Q&A tab in the chat that you can feel free to drop a question in, and we'll do our best to pick those up as we go. My colleague Joe is monitoring the chat, so do say hi, and let us know where you are joining us from this afternoon. If you have a phone as well, I would suggest that now will be a good time to switch it on as opposed to off. I've got a little interactive poll coming up, so do have your phone to hand because you will need it. As I said, by the end of the session, hopefully we'll have a real clear sense of how the programme works, and more importantly, the confidence to see how it could come to life in your own setting. A very quick blast through the agenda. So we'll do welcomes in just a second. We'll talk about what the Esports Leaders programme is and how it fits into your setting, whatever that setting might be. We'll talk about the delivery journey, what some of the features and benefits of the course are. More importantly, what does it look like? We'll have a brief video case study to share with you. And then, as I said, we will have an open floor for questions. And then we'll take you through how you can actually get delivering and bring the Esports Leaders programme to all of your learners. So a little bit about us. My name is Rob. I am the Business Development Manager for the Leadership Skills Foundation, and I am joined by Callum Neal. Cal, do you want to say hi to everyone?
Hi everybody and welcome. Callum Neal here, Head of Education at British Esports Federation. It's great to see so many of you joining the webinar today, and some familiar names who we've worked with already, but also fantastic to see so many new people who've joined. So yeah, great to be joining you all and looking forward to speaking to you all this afternoon.
Brilliant. And Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Rob. Great to see you all. There seems to be quite a few in attendance, which is great. But yeah, just a brief introduction. I'm Joe, and please come into the chat with any questions you've got about the programme or anything else. I'll happily answer them for you.
Thank you very much. A little bit about us as organisations. As I said, we are partnered together. So Joe and I represent the Leadership Skills Foundation. Those of you who are slightly longer in the tooth might recognise us as Sports Leaders. That is us. We've only recently rebranded to the Leadership Skills Foundation, but we have been operating in the space for over 40 years now. So as I've said on the slide, for over 40 years, teachers have used and trusted our approach to developing and recognising those core leadership skills in young people. And each of our awards and qualifications, of which there are a plethora, are designed with the learner at its heart, supporting them to develop those life-changing skills through practical leadership opportunities that make a real-world impact. And I should say as well that we are we are the awarding body, and we accredit the programs that we endorse. And I think accreditation ensures that we provide accreditation ensures that we're providing programs that are of an incredibly high standard and are recognised nationwide. So as the awarding body, we have to uphold really rigorous standards for teaching and assessment, and we report regularly to Ofqual. So it's a mark of trust that you know that all of our programs meet those standards. And as I said, we're very pleased to be partnered with Cal and Tom Dorr with British Esports. Cal, are you happy to talk us through a little bit more about the organisation?
Yes, thank you, Rob, and once again, hi to those that have just joined. What I'd just like to do to pause for a moment at this point is tell you a little bit more about who we are as British Esports. Also, for those that esports within education may be a new concept for some of you, tell you a little bit more about the industry that we work in, and importantly, what that means for our young people, what that means for your pedagogical approach to working with those young people and developing their skills, and why we've developed this program with Leadership Skills Foundation. So as British Esports, we are the national body for esports in the United Kingdom. We were established in 2016, and effectively we have three main aims. They are to promote, improve, and inspire. That is to promote safer, healthier, more inclusive esports opportunities for all. That is to improve standards across esports education, teaching, learning, across coaching and across safeguarding. And then it is to inspire future talent. That is to create the future medalists and champions that are going to represent Great Britain and the home nations in tournaments and competitions like the Global Esports Games, like the Olympic Esports Games, the European Esports Championships. But as with any traditional sport, you know, the players and the people that actually get to that level are not the only people involved in the ecosystem. This is also about inspiring the future talent from a workforce perspective, both for the esports industry, an industry which is currently exhibiting a 20% year-on-year compound annual growth, but also for the wider associated STEM, business, sport, events, and creative industries. I think we're at a really critical time currently, especially in terms of the UK economy right now, around the creative industries and the creative sector. And when you start to look at growth plans, it's a huge growth sector. It's also a sector where we have not just in, you know, esports, video games and the creatives, but industries where we currently have huge skills gaps. Huge digital skills gaps, but also wider skills gaps. And what's really important to us is listening to the feedback that we've had from the schools and colleges that we've already had engage with us around our BTEC education programs and the British Esports Student Champs, around the skills that young people are now developing through esports and education. So through our BTEC programs, which were established in 2020, we've now had, including those that are enrolled this year, almost 20,000 young people up to the age of 19, 20 years old have studied those programs, which at the highest level are equivalent to 3 A levels. And through our national student championships, both in the school and college space and in the university spaces, we're talking again about thousands of young people that are actively involved in esports, representing their school, representing their college or university. And in the UK, we have the largest population of student esports players anywhere in Europe. So what does that all mean for skills? What does that all mean for our young people? How do we connect them to the future of work, the future of jobs? And what does that mean for us as educators who have that responsibility when working with those young people? So a lot of the feedback that we'd had from our educators that were working in centres was that this is really developing critical skills in young people. Skills where we have skills gaps, skills that we know employers want, and skills when you look at things like the World Economic Forum's jobs of 2025, now 2030 and beyond, and areas of real growth that we know are required. That is what this programme aims to achieve. It's about engaging young people in a passion. We're talking about 9 in 10 young people are already playing video games at home. We're talking about an industry, in terms of the video game industry, that generates more revenue on an annual basis than the film industry and the music industries combined. More revenue on an annual basis than the film and music industries combined. So think about the opportunity there and the jobs and the chance to connect young people in education, who I think are some of the most digitally engaged young people we've ever had in our education system, to the workplace. And there was a bit of a gap, and there was no way of actually allowing us to recognise the skills that young people were developing through our esports programs. And that's exactly what this program does, this Esports Leaders program. And that's exactly why we've partnered with Leadership Skills Foundation. As Rob mentioned, previously Sports Leaders UK, we're talking about an organisation here who has over a 40-year history, empowered over 2 million young leaders. I myself was one of those young leaders. I remember studying the Sports Leaders qualifications when I was doing my GCSEs and when I went to college. And that was a fantastic experience. Now, through this program, we're able to move that into the digital world and translate that digitally to empower our young people to develop skills and gain recognition for skills for not just the jobs of today, but the jobs of tomorrow. Some of those jobs that don't even exist yet and haven't been created yet. And this is about skills. It's about inclusion. It's about making sure that no one's left behind and that everyone, regardless of their passion point, has this opportunity to engage. In the UK, we're talking about over 44 million people that are actively playing games. Our role as the National Federation is to support people that are involved in education to work with those young people and to provide opportunities. And one thing that I'll say about the program is, please don't be scared if esports is something new to you. That's what we're here for. We're here to help. We have a range of centres that are already delivering these qualifications. You'll hear a case study today from Port Vale Foundation, who've delivered the Level 1 programme. And we're here to support you to deliver that. And you'll see today the resources that are available. Also, in terms of infrastructure, I know some of you are already delivering our other programs and have amazing state-of-the-art esports facilities. So you're primed and ready to go. But also on the flip side, if you have no digital equipment and no gaming equipment, we've provided ways that you can teach these skills through non-digital means and in a normal classroom setting, and then methods of how you can actually deliver esports events. And a really creative example would be a centre that didn't have any equipment or consoles, but actually engaged with the parents and the grandparents of the young people, got those people to bring in gaming consoles, retro consoles. This is about young people leading and leading through a passion point. So we'll be able to give you some examples of that today. Just to close off from my point of view, and again, you'll see this detail within the presentation. When we come back to those skills, we're talking about these 5 key skills ultimately that center around leadership in terms of communication, teamwork, problem solving, self-belief, self-confidence, organization, that are critical to the next stages for our young people. And at this point, it always gets me thinking about my experiences of playing video games, and I would encourage you to do the same. And I would encourage you to think about what you may have learned through being part of clubs when you were younger, whether that's sport, whether that was drama, whether it was music, whether it was dance, whatever that may be, but an opportunity where you represented, found your common ground and engaged with other people. That's exactly what esports is today for young people. It's them being online, being digitally engaged, and being able to do that in person in an education setting is incredibly powerful, and you are the people that will enable that to happen. We are here to merely try and point you in the right direction and support you. So for those of you that are already delivering our other programs, this program sits perfectly alongside what you'll already do around the British Esports Student Champs. We've aligned it to modules that you're already teaching in the Esports BTEC programs so that we're not duplicating or we're not reassessing. But for those of you where this is brand new, this is also the perfect introduction to the esports industry, which hopefully from that brief introduction you'll recognize is a growth industry and an incredibly exciting opportunity for you to engage your young people and to meet them where they already are. So I'll pause there. Thanks, Rob. I'll hand back to you.
Brilliant, thanks, Cal. I mean, what more do we need to say? Really, it's hit the nail on the head there, Cal. Thank you. Yeah, I think just to pick up on that in terms of a retention tool for a school. Again, as Cal said, 9 in 10 young people are gaming anyway, and how effective that would be as a retention tool for students that are at risk of permanent exclusion or are low. Have a low attendance, how powerful that would be to bring an esports course and offer that to a student as a way of retaining them and recognizing the skills that they are going to develop through that. It's so powerful, and there is so much potential. I did say a couple of slides ago you might need your phones. I am fingers crossed that this will work. It did a moment ago. I'm going to put up a little slide in just a second, which will have have a QR code on it, and you should be able to scan it and then join, and you should be able to answer through your phone. So fingers crossed this works. If it doesn't, don't worry. You can drop the answers into the chat. But if you do have a phone, it's a nice way to get involved. So let's give this a go, and hopefully this will work. So what's the first word that comes to mind when you hear the word esports? So again, you can join at menti.com and use the code, or you can scan the QR code and it should jump you straight in. So I'll give you a minute or so just to feed into this. Oh, competition. Good first answer. I love that. Competition and competitive. I'm sensing a theme here. Gaming skills. Nice. Yeah. Teamwork's nice. Yeah. Sweaty. I like glory as well. That's really good. Gaming or FIFA. Yeah, yeah. Popular. Yeah, good. Big entertainment. Yeah, based on what Cal just said. Yeah, nice. Future. Growing industry. Yeah, future. Gaming coming up a lot. Computers. Okay. Good. Yeah, competition in gaming coming up. Oh, Gen Z. That's interesting. That's interesting because I can almost guarantee that a lot of people who are kind of leading the charge on this aren't Gen Z. Skills, computers, yeah, good. Again, competition in gaming, clearly the kind of the top. Oh, and skills as well. Skills is nice to see the kind of the top three answers. Skills, competition, and gaming. That's perfect. Lovely. Okay, brilliant. I mean, yeah, I think just whilst the next kind of couple of answers are coming in, I think I'm really glad that people have picked up on skills. I think that kind of really has hit the nail on the head. That really is what we're all about and what this course does. Thank you very much for feeding into that. That's really interesting. So in terms of what the Esports Leaders program does, this is taken from our May impact summary, May of this year, impact summary. So 100% of learners developed essential leadership skills. And again, Cal alluded to this earlier, but what do we mean by leadership skills? It's a very kind of throwaway thing until you actually pick it apart. So the way that the Leadership Skills Foundation defines leadership skills, I've broken it down into communication, self-belief, teamwork, self-management, and problem solving. And I think those of you from kind of an educational centre and working with young people will recognise how important these skills are. Again, just from my own background, I was a secondary English teacher, and that first one, communication, obviously oracy was very, very big when I was teaching, and remains one of the kind of the things that teachers are most concerned about. And these programs really help to build on that and develop those key skills. 90% of learners feel proud of what they achieved. Again, just from an educational perspective, in terms of the power and the impact that has, that's amazing. How many of us can say that we've had learners that have 90% of whom can feel proud of what they've achieved. 74% of learners believed in themselves more and their ability to lead others. 74% of learners have a better understanding of what they want to do for a career. Again, if you think about the rise of NEETs, that's a real indicator of the power and the potential of this program. 89% of learners said that their parents and guardians have been supportive of their participation in esports and education. And then 84% of learners said that they enjoyed the program. So I think those stats kind of largely speak for themselves, really. And I wanted to share a little bit as well. I said we have got a video case study, but I just wanted to share another kind of quick win, really. It's not just about gaming, it's about the confidence and that real visible personal growth. And you start to see this new generation of young leaders kind of coming through. It's really encouraging. Lee Bowes, who's the esports curriculum lead at Dearne Valley College, said it's created a culture of young people who want responsibility and who are going to be employable. And that's really the heart of it. So students not only develop new skills, but they start to see themselves differently. So Lee told us that the program helped his students realise, in his words, that they actually have value, they're worth something, they are employable. And one story that really brings that to life is from a young student called Evan. And when Evan first joined the course, he said, this is a direct quote, I wouldn't really speak to anyone, I'd just sit in silence. And again, I just want you to reflect on how many of your students that could be applicable to. Again, there are many students from my own background that I think Evan would align quite nicely with. But fast forward a few months, and he said this program has really helped me come out of my shell. I feel a lot more open to talking to people in public. And that's a really powerful shift. Evan obviously wasn't the only one. So across the group, across the Trailblazer groups, we saw the same pattern. Stronger communication, better teamwork, students stepping up to host their own esports events, to lead others and actually enjoy doing it. So these aren't small wins, they're exactly the kind of leadership skills that prepare young people for what comes next, whether that be in work, in education, or in life. So a little bit more about the Esports Leaders program specifically. We'll kind of get into the nuts and bolts. I don't want to overload you with information. You can download the course specs online. There will be a follow-up email afterwards and we'll provide you everything you need to find out more. But I'll just give you a very quick overview. So on the absolute face of it, it's a qualification designed to encourage learners to develop those essential leadership skills through their passion for esports, split into two levels, a level 1 and a level 2 qualification in leadership skills. It's suitable for learners aged 11 upwards. Obviously it's developed with British Esports and it's co-created with teachers and students. As we said before, we do have a very long history of developing these programs, but the core is that we work with teachers to find out what, how to kind of shape it and what resonates well with learners. And there are, again, flexible delivery methods with that in mind. So how the program fits into your setting. So it can be delivered as a standalone program, perhaps as an extracurricular activity, or fully integrated alongside. Again, I know just looking at the registrations and the attendees here now that there are people that are currently delivering the BTEC esports courses. So it does parallel quite nicely with those as well. All of the tutor training and the resources are online and on demand via our Centre Hub. And you can start delivery whenever it fits your timetable. There is not a prescriptive start date. You don't need to sign up and begin delivering by a certain date. The idea is that this is completely flexible and we've designed it to fit around your centre. So you can deliver in any way that you see fit. And we will work with you to tailor how best to do that. All the resources are available, are provided, so tutor guides, learner evidence records, promotional materials to help recruit to the course. This supports in-class, remote or extracurricular delivery models. It's open to all centres, secondary, further education or community groups. If you work with young people, 11 plus, you can deliver it. And it's fully adaptable to your setting via our reasonable adjustments policy. Again, if you want more information on that, please do reach out. I will put my contact details at the end. Obviously, if you are an SEND school, we will make reasonable adjustments. There is no reason why you couldn't run this with all the passion that you have. And I think as well, something to reflect on what Cal said a minute ago, you don't have to have a full fleet of PS5s to run this at all. So I think there are several online games that would be perfectly suitable for this. All you would really need is a computer to set up a simple, a Minecraft education account and a challenge. In terms of the delivery journey, again, we'll whip through this fairly straightforward. So registration, so all we would require is contact and billing information for your organisation. We give you the access to all the resources. You deliver in the best way that fits your setting and your timetable. And again, we will work with you to find ways that you could do that. On completion of the course, you send us a sample of your learner evidence records, and you have a quality assurance meeting with another member of our team, and we sign it off and certificate all your learners. And then obviously the best bit is you see the tangible difference in the students and the pupils as they put their skills to use. Features and benefits then. Benefits for the students. I mean, the main one really is it's esports, and they are already engaged in this. So it offers a foundation in the transferable skills that they need to move from education to employment, and it recognises the skills that they're developing by gaming effectively. It supports them to have a demonstrable impact within their online communities. It provides them with a qualification that can act as a first step on an esports career pathway. Again, as Callum said earlier, it is a massive, massive industry. And I think we need to be doing all we can to kind of recognise that and upskill students to be prepared to walk into that. And it offers an opportunity for them to learn essential skills using a subject matter that they feel engaged with beyond the classroom door. Again, as I said earlier, if you think about those students who are disengaged from education, what a brilliant way to bring them back. And then again, benefits for you. Provide evidence of your setting's intent to provide for the personal development of all students as required by Ofsted. I hate to use the O word, but they're going to come up eventually. Offers an opportunity for your setting to set yourselves apart with a program that complements and enhances an esport qualification. It provides a course that practically caters to a growing interest area in young people, supports your enrichment offering, and it's fully resourced, which means it slots easily into your existing curriculum. So again, I have alluded to this before, but just to very quickly whip through. So what's included? Everything's included. So full training for tutors delivering the program. It's online, it's accessible at any time. Full suite of tutor resources to support delivery, accessible through our online system centre hub. Downloadable and editable learner evidence records, what we call LERs, that allow students to record, reflect on and evidence their learning. Again, those can be done online. They're literally editable Word documents. You can open them up and have them complete them online. You can print them, photocopy them, and they can do it by hand, entirely up to you. Additional learner resources to supplement the learning activities, as I said before, promotional materials to use in student recruitment, and then a dedicated quality assurance and relationship manager who will be in touch with you throughout to support your delivery. Again, this is not something that we want you to buy and then you just contact us at the end. We will kind of be with you every step of the way, and obviously any questions, we're always here to help support you. I wanted to share now one of the video case studies, and again, I'm hoping that this plays well, so do give me a shout if not.
And I think for me that was a major thing, seeing these young people go through the course and grow. That was the main thing. They grew within the course and they grew within what they were doing. So absolutely, get young people in, do this course, get them a qualification, because actually they don't realise it, but actually you get so much as a leader, as a person delivering it, you get so much out of it as well.
At British Esports, we believe leadership isn't something you're born with, it's something that you develop over time, through lived experience and through learning. And at Port Vale Foundation, that's exactly what they've set out to prove. One of the most powerful transformations that we see in programs like this is the confidence that is developed in the young leaders.
The 5 skills: communication, organisation, teamwork, problem solving, self-belief. I think self-belief is a massive one. When they first walked in, I recognised it straight away that, when we were asking them to do certain things, they were a little bit shy. And I know the guys that we were working with, and I know that some of them will have struggled with that. But actually to see that grow, and for them to see that they could do something, and also the communication. We had one day where we had it split down the middle, and half the group had to run a session, and half the group with the students. And to sort of stand back and I use that as a bit of an assessment to see where they were at and to see them communicating. And actually, I think on that day, if I remember rightly, we planted a couple of things that could go wrong, and they were very good at quickly managing that.
Leadership isn't something you learn by just sitting at a desk, reading a book or filling in a worksheet. The team at Port Vale knew that they had to make this programme fun, engaging and something that young people actually wanted to be a part of. So they designed it with energy, interaction and hands-on learning at its heart.
It was definitely more interactive, like you learn more, like, and then because you had the game side of it, it made it more fun instead of just sitting at a desk and writing constantly. The course was definitely more engaging because although you had to sit and do written work, it was more done as in like a group activity rather than independently, and because of the gaming side of it, you weren't constantly sat down at a desk writing.
But it wasn't just about having fun. Oh no. The real power of this programme was in the practical skills it helped to develop in the leaders that took part, from communication and teamwork to problem solving and resilience. These young people were challenged to step up and to lead in ways they never had before.
I've learned stuff like problem solving, to overcome when I might have had an issue or something I need to find a way around, resilience to keep on at a trick or a skill. I've learned leadership to help lead a group that might not be as experienced, and I've learned teamwork to work as a team and help each other work through stuff. But quite a lot of the course involved like public speaking and speaking to the group as a whole, so that helped with the communication because you're talking in front of people you've never met before and you've got to explain what to do and how to learn new things. That helps with communication skills a lot.
Teamwork, it's a big thing in a football club, teamwork, as you can imagine. So for them to pick up teamwork, I think that was a major skill. I think communication was a major skill. I think for some of them it was terrifying at first, but once they got into it and realised they could do it, they were great at it. You know, they communicated well.
And that's what it's all about, helping young people take that first step toward a brighter future. So if you're thinking about getting involved, here's what the people who've already been through this transformation have to say.
I would definitely say do it because it's like a stepping stone ready for when you're older, and it gives you like the opportunity to start when you're young, and it opens your eyes earlier to the opportunities when you're older. I would say to go for it and enjoy it most of all because it is a very fun course and it's just amazing qualification to get done and it's very beneficial to you, teaches you a lot. Yeah, I'd say get involved because these opportunities don't come around to everyone and they're not given out often. Like, be grateful that you're getting offered them because other people in your local area aren't getting offered them, so grab them if you have the opportunity.
I would say go for it. I would say absolutely, uncategorically, go for it. You know, the one we did was specifically a level 1, okay? We may do a level 2 going forward, but a level 1, and it was very easy to deliver. It was very easy what we were asking the young people to do, and really, it was enjoyable. I've delivered courses in my old work as a teacher, and I enjoyed this the most because it was very accessible. It engaged young people, and it wasn't asking older people their opinions. It was asking young people their opinions, and it was young people that were at the forefront of everything that was going on with this course. So I would say absolutely go for it. And I think for me that...
Brilliant. Okay, we've got an opportunity now for people to ask any questions. So again, do feel free to pop a question in the Q&A section, to unmute yourself and shout out. Again, a question for either myself or Callum. We're happy to talk about any questions that you might have, or just drop them into the chat. Any questions at all?
Just want to pick up on that I've seen in the chat as well, comments around like online learning and open university and home learning and home educated students and those sort of things. We do have a number of centres that are already set up. There may be some that are on the call now that run this as an online learning program as part of an online school. So if that applies to you and this is specifically a program that you're looking to do, from a home educated setting as an example, we can connect you with the right delivery centres that are already doing this and that are already engaging with people from home to be able to access these programs and therefore deliver as part of a group in that group setting, albeit online.
Yeah, I think Nige, that was your question. Hopefully that's answered that one. Just having a quick look through the chat.
I've got.
Oh, sorry,
sorry, Rob. Yeah. I can see a hand up. Just while we're answering these questions, could you just type it in the chat for us, please, and then we can come back to you as well. I'll take them in order. Just one question about the. From Justine that says, can I just check these are the level 1 and level 2 BTEC courses? No, they're not. These are not level 1 and level 2 BTEC courses. So we have as British Esports, we have our BTEC suite, which is level 1 introductory program, level 2 BTEC, and then level 3 BTEC. These are specific to leadership skills, and it's level 1 is developing leadership skills as an assistant leader, where they have to assist the leadership of one event, and then level 2 is developing as a level 2 leader. I would equate that, whilst it's not, leadership is not the same as coaching, but if you imagine a traditional coaching pathway where you may have level 1, level 2, or level 3 BTEC students, they may then go on to do a level 1 introductory to coaching or a level 2 coaching qualification that is specific to coaching. This is separate and is specific to leadership and is about a level 1 leader and a level 2 leader. The level 2 leader being the one that actually plans, leads, evaluates, reflects. And that's the difference really between a level 1 and level 2. Level 1 is assisting leadership, and level 2s, they then become the leader. So it's the perfect complement as part of a wider program or wider study program to be able to deliver alongside any other GCSE learning, level 2 program, whatever it is that you're studying. You don't have to be doing anything else esports related to do this, or you can, if you're already delivering esports programs, this can add in and can complement that as well. So hopefully that answers that question. Rob, not sure if you've seen any more come through.
The hand that was up has gone down. I'm assuming that was possibly answered that. Jamil, question?
Hi there, yeah, Imtiaz, Jamil. Just wanted to see if you had to become either an esports learning centre or a leadership skills foundation learning centre before you deliver the programme, or just as an organisation, sports organisation, or working with young people, can you just deliver it anyway? How does that work, please?
Yeah, so the way that we've set it up, so you would have to register with us because we're the ones that kind of hold the resources, if you like. So I think that part of the process would be on your sign up. You would have a kind of a QA meeting and kind of go through what it was, kind of your plan to deliver the course, how it would work. And kind of what the age range of the students that you were delivering it for. So does that kind of answer the question in terms of whether you have to? So I suppose the short answer is yes, you would have to become a centre with us, just so that we can have that kind of quality assurance conversation towards the end of the course to then accredit your students.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And what are the fees to become like a learning centre? And then I've got the answer to the question of the level 1's £29 and the level 2's £34, which is great. So, and also, if you're delivering this, can it be delivered online or is it face-to-face delivery?
It can be delivered. It can be delivered online. Like I said, in terms of the way that we that kind of initial conversation when we set you up as a centre. We would talk through your delivery plans in terms of how that would work, but there's no reason why it couldn't be delivered as an online learning, as an online course as well. I'm just conscious of time, and then sorry, just to pick up on price as well. Don't worry, I am going to talk about price in a minute. We have got an offer on, so I will talk about that in just a second. Veronica. Any questions? I'm going to assume not. That's okay. Okay. Like I said, I will try and pick up. Oh no, you're here. Hello. Oh, we can't hear you. Can anyone hear?
No, we can't hear you, Veronica. Sorry.
Let me try now.
Yes.
Oh,
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it was the headphones. Okay. My question is, sorry, I'm looking, I have to monitor, so I'm looking at you at the other monitor. So I am the student, the 57-year-old student at my second year at university, learning about esports. And but I have a great experience, a big experience in the entertainment world. And I started here because I started studying esports because it's, as many said, I love the community esports creates and what it means for young people. So my question, it's not about the program itself, because I love it, and it's very similar a project I have for the future here in Argentina. But would you be open to receive people like me who has some knowledge about esports and education in other regions to go there for a seminar or to give some chats to your students so they can learn about esports in other parts of the world and how it works here, for example, in Latin America? Would you be open to that opportunity in the future?
If I can take that one,
I was
Rob,
going
if
to say
that's
this
all right.
sounds like one for you, Cal. Yeah.
Yeah, Veronica, yes, please, let's connect after the call today. We do a lot of work with our schools, colleges, universities. We do lots of webinars, we do lots of content sessions, content series, we run lots of conferences. So any opportunities there to share learning is fantastic. So yeah, let's connect offline and we can discuss further. Thank you for that offer.
Brilliant. Okay. Just to, again, I'm conscious of time, so I will have a very quick conversation about price. So as I said, we've got the level 1 and level 2. The level 4 and the level 5 is for Scottish centres there. Again, a brief kind of breakdown of the kind of pricing. So until the 31st of October, the level 1 is priced at 29 and the level 2 is priced at 39. However, we do have an early bird offer. So on November 1st, prices do go up. So currently the offer is £850 for up to 25 learners across both levels. That's level 1 and level 2. So you could have, say, 10 students on the level 1 and then 15 on the level 2 for £850, and that is all in. So again, it's about kind of getting in that impact, so saving you money, spreading the impact wider, and locking in that lower rate before the prices rise. What I'll do is after the webinar tomorrow morning, you should receive an email which has some follow-up in it. So I would say things to kind of take away. Share it with colleagues and with SLT to grow some awareness. complete the early bird registration form. I will link it in the follow-up email, and then reach out to me. So my email is just there, rbruce@leadershipskillsfoundation.org, with any questions. Don't worry about writing that down. It will be in the follow-up email, so don't panic if you're scrabbling for a pen. That, I believe, is everything from us. I will hang around for a minute or two just at the end if anyone has any massively pressing issues. But other than that, I will say thank you very much for joining us and have a lovely rest of your evening. Thank you again to Cal for joining and for Joe for manning the chat as well. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you,
Have a nice
guys.
evening.
Thanks,
See you
everyone.
guys.
Nice to see you all. Look forward to working with you all soon.